So, I have a quick question for you. What does an aeroplane, a camera, a car, or even a computer, what do they have in common? Well, the answer is simple. They mimic nature. This is very important. Stay with me. Well, blessing, that doesn't make sense. Okay, let me try and explain to you. I've come to realize that most of the inventions in our time that has changed the world that we live in are inventions that are very similar to nature. Or what I mean by that, by things that have been created by God. Let me explain. When you see an aeroplane in the sky, what comes into your mind? A bird, right? When you see a car moving, what comes into your mind? Well, a horse, a donkey. When you see a camera and how it operates, what comes into your mind? The eye. You see? So when you think about a computer, what comes into your mind? Very similar to a human being. So it just made me think, does it mean that if I actually want to create an invention that can change the world, I should just mimic one of God's creation? Maybe I could invent something that is similar to the ear or similar to the mouth, similar to something else. So I think it's a food for thought that we should actually think about, because if you look deeply into it, you see that most of these inventions that are changing the world have very similar roots to nature or something that God has already created. Look at AI for now, that is actually turning the world upside down. Human beings are trying to mimic the brain. They're trying to create something that can think on its own, act on its own, just similar to what we have been gifted our brain that is so complex. So we have neural networks trying to emulate something similar that is happening inside our brain. So you look at that, and then it may be a clue for us, or then just a hint that maybe if you want to be the next global icon, try and copy one of God's creation. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comment section.